than that creature that you're going to get over at McDonald's with the industrial byproduct and the overused fats. Okay, so think of this. I know I want to drive this point home because it's not foods that heal, foods that kill. Anything is going to give healthy blood, everything, or it could give sick blood. Anything you eat, food is converted to nutrient-rich blood. And this is beyond cool. When you take anatomy, you find out that all of these veins drain into the liver. They drain into the liver. Now, if any of these veins get clogged, what happens? There's no nutrients in the body. Okay, so what happens is there's what's called a portacaval system. If any of these, because anything you put in there it has to go through there to go through the liver. There's a secondary system that if those veins get clogged, it bypasses it and dumps this nutrient-rich blood into the blood system itself. Did you know that? I know. You're better than NASA. It's called a portacaval system. The problem is that blood hasn't gone through the enzyme factory, which is the liver. And you'll see that normally digestion, everything you eat has to go through the liver, everything you eat. And that's where it actually breaks down and turns into more usable nutrient-rich blood. Have you heard of standard American diet? Yes. God, is that an appropriate anachronism? 90% of what we buy is processed. Now, processing is okay. It really is. As long as you're not going to eat the stuff. No, well, think about it. Anything you put in your mouth is going to make you healthier or sicker, right? So the reason is because in that food, there's beautiful enzymes, there's phytonutrients. Remember we talked about that. There's materials that's going to help you. Well, what happens is bacteria likes those things also. So what they do in order to process it, they take all the good stuff away. They take the vital enzymes, they take the metabolic enzymes, the digestive enzymes out of it, so it can last on the shelf for months to years. So bacteria won't eat it, but it's poisonous to your system. So they're 90% is processed, and this is typical Americans. Gosh, can you imagine just experimenting for the heck of it on the population? Have 90% what they eat devoid of good nutrients and devoid of enzymes? What would you think? Think half would develop cancer?
Obesity, cancer.
Think half would develop cancer? I would think. I'll bet you like between a third and a half would also develop diabetes. Because think of it, it would cause damage to the pancreas. Okay, cancer is abnormal cell growth, so the pancreas is going to be taxed. Gosh, what do you think that? Oh shoot, those are statistics for America. Okay, so decreasing natural enzymes adds to the shelf life. What are enzymes? Anybody know? Don't read the screen. This is the neat part. We're just now starting to understand what an enzyme is. You got to figure, we've identified about 5,000. They say they're well over 10,000. But what they are, it's actually a complex molecule, typically a protein mineral complex, that can initiate a reaction without changing themselves. Okay, does that make sense? So it goes in there, affects a chemical change without actually changing itself. Okay? Now there's three types. Food enzymes, and those are broken down into digestive and metabolic. Digestive means you help to break it down. Okay? Metabolic means that it's going to stimulate a metabolism or growth or breakdown of tissue. Now, the metabolic enzymes, these are huge. They're responsible for destructing, rebuilding, or remodeling every cell. Okay, billion cells a day, right? Do we need metabolic enzymes? Oh wait, what was that last slide? 90% of what Americans eat are devoid of enzymes? That would be a problem with oxidation, wouldn't it? Wait, that would have a buildup of dead cells and move you toward an acidotic system, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh, you don't think that this is how cancers and diseases develop, do you? Maybe we should tell doctors. No, see, they don't know this stuff. They don't. They think it's bad luck or bad genes. It's just stupid care. It really is. Digestive enzymes. Look at what they do. They break down protein, they break down carbohydrates, and they break down fats so you can actually utilize them. And then they got a new disease, metabolic syndrome. Wait, you take food that's devoid of enzymes, particularly metabolic enzymes, let's name a syndrome after it. Okay, let's say that they're going to have high lipids, high fats, high sugars, high proteins. So that's an incomplete digestion. Remember we talked about, it's going to cause stroke, heart attack. What are 5 out of 6 Americans dying of? Stroke or heart attack, because they're having foods devoid of nutrients. Devoid of nutrients. Now, I just put these in here because I just love them. Macrophage. Mac means big, phage means to eat. So they're actually called big eaters in Latin. Okay, have you ever gotten a bruise?
Yeah.
Who in here hasn't gotten a bruise? Here, give me your arm. No. What happens, it's just for a scientific demo. See, if you go in there and you get a bruise, what I'm doing is I'm breaking the actual blood vessels and I'm creating, you're going to see a dark spot there, right? Okay, well, it doesn't last there forever, does it? No, that's because you've got broken blood vessels, or you've got cells that are in a place they shouldn't be. So these macrophages come in there and they chew up those abnormally placed proteins. Those macrophages also take care of fibroids. They also take care of other cells. They take care of tumors. They're amazing cells. So they take that, they eat up those dead cells, and they put them back in the lymph system, which is filtered down through the spleen and through the venous system, and then those proteins are sent over, they hand them off to the liver, who breaks them down and reutilizes it. Can you see why I like them? They're just cool. They're disease fighters. T lymphocytes, they use enzymes to destroy cancer. Wait a second, what was that thing again? The standard American diet is devoid of enzymes, and natural healthy foods has enzymes? You seeing the connection there? Okay. Brolamine. A lot of people will say, gosh, I got this horrible headache because I've been driving in traffic and I'm dehydrated and I'm very frustrated and I worked at the computer all day. What should I take? Pineapple would be a good thing. It reduces inflammation. Water would be a good thing. That'd be a great idea. Can you see how I can solve most problems over a cell phone? Great. Don't run into the car in front of you. It's a good idea.
It says it's good for warts. Do you put it on it or eat it?
Eat it. Eat it, because a wart is a localized virus. That comes from a weakened immune system. And the nervous system comes from the same system in when we're little, like sperm and egg head, that forms into a trilaminar disc. And the nervous system comes from the same level as the skin. So skin disease always has to do with the nervous system. 90% of what Americans spend on food is devoid, it's processed, it's devoid of nutrients. So foods that heal, foods that kill. Foods that kill come in a box. Foods that heal grow. Okay? Glad I could clarify that. Okay. Now these are the top selling drugs, in America. Now think how crazy this is. Remember, undigested fats elevate cholesterol levels. Now cholesterol, there's no such thing as good cholesterol or bad cholesterol. That's dumb stuff. Okay, that's Three Stooges medicine. LDL, low density lipoprotein, is used for the precursors for stress. It's also used for tissue repair. Okay, and it fights cancer, and it's the #1 content of the brain. Okay, so this is a vital nutrient. Okay, that's elevated under tissue damage. Now think how crazy this is. Remember when you hit your head and you went into the market and you grabbed the homogenized milk, instead of the raw healthy milk, and the homogenization process has sharp shards of fat in the milk that damage the arteries. If you damage the arteries, guess what's produced? Cholesterol to protect you. Let's say after you grab that milk, since you were still dizzy from the head injury, you grab safflower oil, or worse yet, corn oil, or canola oil. Okay? All of these oils, they've been heated over 500 degrees, and they have sharp shards in there, free radicals that'll damage the arteries. So let's say you do all that crazy stuff, that's going to raise LDL cholesterol to repair your body. Heartburn. That's from improper digestion. If 90% of what you buy is not being digested correctly, should we give you a drug to make you more comfortable while you digest 90% of the products that will kill you? I don't know. You make $4.5 billion from selling it. Hey, no ethics, no morals. We don't care about people. Not bad. Okay, so those are 2 of the top 4 drugs. And depression. Let's say your body is devoid of official enzymes. Okay, your body, remember, Your body kills 1 billion cells a day, builds 1 billion cells a day. If you're killing more cells than you're building, are you happy or sad? Top selling drugs. Boy, that one must be good advertising. So this thing, and how many people love their spleen? I do. God bless it. Okay, I want you to understand, because the more you know how the body works, the better it is. 6 million red blood cells are checked every 20 minutes by this organ the size of your fist. It has lymph tissue. What it does is, any cell, because blood cells only last about 120 days, any cell that's not the correct shape, okay, that's not going to hold enough oxygen, it sends off to the liver. The liver takes this and breaks it down and reutilizes the protein. And from that process, it actually creates bile that gets stored and concentrated in the gallbladder. Now, this bile helps break down fat, so nothing's wasted. Yeah, this happened by random chance. Right. Okay, so I want you to understand this is a brilliant system. Nobody can be that stupid to not think how this works. Okay, because I want you to, if doctors and healthcare providers approached it with awe, with a sense of honor, that this system is intelligent, you wouldn't be trying to stick a chemical in it to affect a change. That's not smart. You know, there's really smart doctors, and there's ones that aren't. Okay? The ones that aren't are prescribing pills, because what happens to the aspirin? By gosh, that aspirin's got to go through the stomach, it's got to go through the intestinal tract, it's got to go into the liver, and it gets in the bloodstream. What happens to the Tylenol? Deadliest drug in America, leading cause of liver disease. What happens to the aspirin? A leading cause of kidney disease. What happens to the antidepressant? Oh my gosh, more liver damage. What happens to any medication you put in your mouth has to go through the liver. Okay, can you see this? Okay, good. So we don't do dumb stuff. So this goes through here. Now, as soon as it hits that area, the pancreas works. Now, this is out of Gerson. Now, Gerson understands pancreatic enzymes, and they're linked to cancer. If your pancreas works, you can't get cancer. Now, that was a statement made by Charlotte Gerson. They've only been curing cancer about 80 years. You know, somebody does something for nearly a century, you gotta follow their advice. You really do. And they say that the pancreas is intimately involved in it. That's why they even prescribe pancreatic enzymes now. Okay, does that make sense? So it's brilliant. It's a great one. So we have new names for diseases. Foods that heal, foods that kill. Okay, does that make sense? High blood pressure. It's from deficiency or toxicity. If you have elevations in blood pressure, we talk an entire hour on it. It's not a lack of drugs. In fact, if you have arteries that are small, pressure has to increase to keep oxygen going through it. Does that make sense? Diabetes type 2, curable in 30 days. You have to read the book. Okay, it's called, wait, should I say this out loud? Yeah. Okay, it's called Cure for Diabetes. I don't know how he came up with the idea. Okay, written by Dr. Gabriel Cousins. And there's even a movie called Raw for 30 Days. High cholesterol, that means there's tissue damage. It's not pathology. It means your body's trying to repair. Heart disease. It's from chronic toxicity or deficiency. Hearts don't break down. Okay, depression. I mean, you got to figure, hearts go 120 years without stopping. Depression, cancer, kidney disease, liver disease, asthma. None of those diseases actually exist. Now, this is huge. Omega-3 fatty acids. Robin has a speaker coming up here. These are essential. I'm sorry, do you know what essential fatty acids mean?
You need them.
Essential means you need them, but also essential means you can't produce them. Okay, your body can produce a lot of stuff. Well, you get it from nutrition, so your body can't actually produce itself. So this is essential in your body. Now, omega-3 to 6 ratio, it should be about 1 to 1. And that's in healthy foods and healthy nutrients. Okay, now let's say you go in and process food, you devoid it of the metabolic and digestive enzymes, you're going to get maybe a 6 to 1 ratio.